What if I told you that the term Third World wasn't meant to describe but to dismiss? Coined during the Cold War, it was a label for nations unaligned with either the US or the USSR. Over time, Western narratives twisted it into a synonym for poverty and underdevelopment. Yet some of the world's richest and most innovative countries still bear this outdated label. It's time to uncover the truth behind this myth. Why is Qatar, richer than many Western nations, still labeled Third World? Why do names like Nigeria evoke images of poverty, while Switzerland conjures prosperity? It's time to challenge these misconceptions. Take Aisha, a young entrepreneur from Jakarta. Her country has built green tech islands and launched satellites. Yet when she applies for a visa, she's perceived as someone escaping hardship. The Third World label isn't just inaccurate, it's a barrier. This isn't merely about terminology. It's about access, opportunity, and dismantling outdated perceptions. Let's break the algorithm and rewrite the narrative. In 1952, French demographer Alfred Sauvy coined the term tiers-monde, Third World, declaring this ignored, exploited, scorned Third World, like the Third Estate, wants also to become something. At the 1955 Bandung Conference, 29 nations, representing 1.5 billion people, 54% of humanity, asserted their neutrality. India, Indonesia, Egypt, Ghana, Ethiopia, and Burma, Myanmar led the charge. We are non-aligned. But empires strike back. The CIA poured $3 billion annually, adjusted for inflation, into propaganda and coups to fracture this unity. By 1961, even Yugoslavia, a European communist state defying Soviet dominance, and Algeria, freshly independent after a brutal war with France, joined the non-aligned movement. Together, they represented 75% of the UN General Assembly, wielding collective power to challenge superpower hegemony. Western media, however, recast Third World as a synonym for poverty. Yet these nations held 70% of global resources: Indonesia's oil, Congo's cobalt, India's industrial potential. The label masked their strength and justified exploiting it. By Cold War logic, Qatar is Third World, but let's bury that myth with numbers. GDP per capita, $114,210, triple the US, second highest globally. Unemployment, 0.1%, lower than Switzerland. Literacy, 99%, on par with Finland. Sovereign Wealth Fund, $475 billion, QIA, bigger than Norway's oil fund. Qatar built this in 50 years. Oil funded it, but vision sustained it. Hosting the World Cup, mediating global conflicts, and turning desert into a tech hub with $1 billion per year invested in AI. Yet the IMF still labels Qatar developing. Why? Because admitting a third world nation outplays the West, disrupts the savior complex, the lie that progress only flows from Washington to the global South. But Qatar's not alone. Singapore, zero oil, zero farmland. Now, an $88,450 GDP per capita financial titan with the world's busiest port. UAE, built Burj Khalifa, launched the Hope Mars probe, and runs a $1.5 trillion sovereign fund. Chile, 32% of energy is solar, wind, outpacing Germany, and supplies 60% of the world's lithium. Vietnam, from Agent Orange to Asia's fastest growing economy, 7% GDP growth in 2024, dethroning China in tech manufacturing. Botswana, turned diamonds into Africa's highest credit rating and 70% literacy in 1966, 97% today. The West's blind spot? These nations didn't rise, they redefined power. While IMF classifications cling to colonial logic, Qatar buys London's skyline, Singapore sets trade laws, and Chile powers the green revolution. Third world? The term's not just outdated, it's a distraction from a seismic shift. The developing world is now leading. Myth: poverty is a third world problem. Fact: Bangladesh's garment exports hit $47 billion per year, enough to end US homelessness 10 times over. Nigeria's Nollywood $7 billion industry, surpassing Hollywood in output. 2,500 films per year. Meanwhile, 38 million Americans, more than Canada's population, live below the poverty line. Poverty isn't geography, it's policy. Myth: innovation flows one way. Fact: Kenya's M-Pesa handles $327 billion per year, used by 82% of adults, while 45% of Americans still rely on cash. India's Mars mission cost $74 million, 10 million cheaper than gravity, with a 90% cheaper budget than NASA's equivalent. Brazil's Embraer controls 70% of the regional jet market, outselling Boeing in Latin America. Who's backward now? Myth: chaos is their default. Fact: Costa Rica. No military since 1949. Number 1 in Latin America for democracy, Economist Index. Number 15 globally in happiness, above the US and Germany. Rwanda. From genocide to 8.1% GDP growth, 2023, and number 1 globally for women in power. Botswana, 0 coups since 1966, longer stable than France's Fifth Republic. Stability isn't a Western patent. Myth: aid saves them. Fact: for every dollar sent to Africa in aid, $2.30 bleeds out via tax evasion, debt interest and rigged trade. UNCTAD, 2020. Zambia spends 30% of its budget servicing debt to Western banks, double its combined spending on education and healthcare. Nigeria lost $18 billion to oil theft in 2023, facilitated by Western shell companies. Aid isn't charity. It's a loan shark's smile. Myth: progress wears a Western suit. Fact: Bhutan. Carbon negative, 97% renewable energy, and 95% citizen happiness. No GDP obsession needed. Kerala, India, 96% literacy, higher than Mississippi. 1 doctor per 1,000 people, better than UK's NHS. Uruguay, legalized weed, gay marriage, and abortion, decades before the US, while cutting poverty by 50%. The blueprint is a delusion. The future is plural. These myths aren't just wrong, they're tools. Tools to disguise exploitation, justify paternalism, and erase the 75% of humanity rewriting the rules. The third world isn't a place, it's a lie. And the truth? They've outgrown it. Meet Maria, a solar engineer in Ghana. Leading a team of 20 women under 25, she's bringing electricity to 5 villages overlooked by the government. Yet she's labeled third world, as if she's a problem to fix. Consider Haiti, the first black republic, forced to pay France 150 million francs in 1825 for its independence, a debt equivalent to over $21 billion today. It took 122 years to repay, crippling its economy. In Dhaka, engineers are creating AI solutions for agriculture. In Lima, artists reclaim spaces with powerful murals. In Nairobi, teenagers develop apps to combat injustice. Yet they're all confined by the third world label. As historian Jean-Eddy St. Paul puts it, underdeveloped is a myth. Our ancestors' sacrifices built empires, yet we're called beggars. It's time to recognize the truth. This isn't just about economics. It's about systemic violence. When a Nigerian doctor in London is praised, but her sister in Lagos is deemed low productivity, the bias is clear. Maria doesn't need saviors. She needs recognition. It's time to dismantle these labels and acknowledge the reality. So next time someone says third world, hit them with this. Qatar's GDP per capita is $114,000. Lagos's Yaba tech hub Bertildid Flutterwave, Africa's first $3 billion fintech unicorn. Peru feeds 40% of the world's quinoa. This isn't a developing story, it's a revolution. Here's how you fight back. 1. Like this video if you're done with lazy labels. 2. Share it to bury the third world myth in its colonial grave. 3. Subscribe for more truth bombs that dismantle stereotypes. 4. Comment. A emoji for Ghana, Indonesia, Peru, or shout out your country rewriting the rules. Language built these lies. Language can smash them. Don't say third world. Say Vietnam's 7% GDP growth. Say Rwanda's 61% women in power. Say Indonesia's $1.3 trillion economy. Countries aren't report cards, they're epics. And this one's got plot twists you don't want to miss. Stay loud, stay curious, stay subscribed.